There we go. Hey up, everybody. Michele Amburgey here with Spiritual Chit Chat with Michele. Okay. We are here live on Cosmic TV. I hope you guys are all doing really good. I'm super sorry I missed you guys last week. I just could not get on. And then this morning or this afternoon, I'm a little bit late because my feline overlord decided to chew on the cords. So I'm just kind of like going, okay, I just keep on trying, keep on trying. I'm hoping everybody is doing good. Oh, I'm sorry. All these things keep flashing up on here. Hey Adele, hey Carla. Nice to meet you guys. Nice to see you guys. I'm so happy that you guys are here. We're going to do a little talk about a message that I received this morning when I woke up about Christ consciousness. I did put it in the information. Hey Marion. And I want to talk about that. I feel it's a really important message. It's a message that I've been receiving for quite some time. And you know, we're having some major stuff going on in the world right now, and it was interesting the timeliness of that message. And and you know, when I want everybody to know and to understand that when I talk about Christ, I'm not talking about a religion, and I'm not even talking about a person. I'm talking about a consciousness. Although, you know, there have been particular people on this planet who have modeled that for us, and Jesus being one of them. Other great people, Gandhi, Martin Luther King, John Lennon. You know, we've had a lot of people who have modeled that. Buddha, right? Krishna, throughout time. And so I just want to make sure everybody knows, because I also deeply, deeply love Jesus. I've always been a Jesus fan. And so that is like my one true love. But I don't know, I don't do the religion. And I do consider myself Christian. But most Christians wouldn't consider me Christian because of the work that I do. And so I do have a lot of wonderful Christian friends who are like, no, Michele, you're in there. And so I totally appreciate that. Hey, Jill from Scotland. Yeah, my peoples, my peoples. I have my ancestry with the Ross clan of the Highlands, which is super cool. Just found that out recently. So I'm just kind of waiting for people to get on, see how many people, you know, that want to be on here, want to kind of participate. One thing that I do want to do is I want to bring up this message that I got this morning. And I want to talk about that a little bit because I think it's really important at this stage of the game. And you take that for what that's worth. But at this stage of where we're at in this hugely transformative time that we're in, that we take a look at consciousness and where we're at in consciousness. And, you know, I feel so blessed being able to have Facebook and being able to have this venue to see how many amazing people are out there that are holding the light, that are talking of love, that are being heart-centered. Oh my goodness, I feel like crying right now. It's such an honor and such a pleasure to be able to get on Facebook and see this. And I have recently, I've recently been clearing things out. I'm clearing out anybody that calls other people names, that is rude, that feels that they can pontificate to the lesser, if you will. And I've been kind of clearing it out. And it's so cool because now my news feed, I'm not having to kind of like scroll really fast past those ones that I'm like, oh, I'm again, you know. And so I've been clearing stuff out. So just Jill and any of you who are here that are new, what this is, it's called Spiritual Chit Chat with Michele. And what we do is we talk about a couple of topics. We're going to talk about Christ consciousness right now. And then as we get around 2:30, 2:35, However that is, and I'm in on Pacific time, then we will uh, see who gets a reading. For those of you that don't know me, again, my name is Michele Amburgey. I have been working in the spiritual intuitive healing field professionally for 20 years. I have been psychic since I was a child. I was clairvoyant, clairaudient from as young as I can remember. I am a UFO visitation person. I have had visitations. I've had many, many mystical, paranormal, psychic experiences throughout my life, and I'm deeply committed to what I do. It is my sole purpose, and I have no doubt. There's a lot of you who have been watching me for a long time know that um, I have known since I was a child that I was to be here during this time of transformation on this earth. I had no idea what it was going to be, and I still every day look around me and pretty much am going, "What the hell is going on?" But I know that I'm supposed to be here, and I know that I'm supposed to be here with this message that we're talking about today. So let me bring up what the message is, and we're going to talk about it a little bit, and then we are going to do some intuitive readings. Now, for those of you who haven't been with me, I work with Archangel Michael is like my buddy. Hey, Laura. He's always been there to work with me. He's kind of like my capacitor. I don't read people. I'm not that kind of a psychic, and I actually really shy away from that word psychic because there's a lot of negative stuff. What I do is I work with higher self. I work with all the consciousnesses that we know as angels, archangels, ascended masters, councils of light, higher self. And so my everything I do is I get from the higher self. And so Archangel Michael works with me because he's almost like a capacitor, because it takes a lot of energy to have that frequency at that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 dimensional frequency to tap into those consciousnesses. And so he kind of brings them down and then talks to me. The energy of him is always right here. So a lot of times you'll see me kind of like looking over or going like this, like I'm hearing, because that's what's going on. Another thing, cool, Marion. Yeah, you totally do, honey. And another thing is Archangel Michael likes you to ask a question. He's like, if you just want a card, he goes, yeah, we'll throw you a card. That's cool. He goes, but when you're really ready for the answers, when you're really ready, you'll have the question, and then we'll give you what you need. So Archangel Michael is very much a teacher. He's very much like, hey, you're here for a reason. Do what you need to do, get what you need to get. He also wants me to always let you guys know that, I do this professionally. I like to do this fun little thing. It's cool. You guys get to see, what I do and how I work, but I do private sessions. And Archangel Michael always wants to make sure that you guys know that so many of your questions, so many of your needs are worthy of more than just a little thing on the computer, a little live thing. You really deserve to sit down with these presences who love you so much. And uh he's using the word intermingle right now. And he's like, let us love you. So for this thing, we're going to talk a little bit more about the Christ conscious thing, and then we're going to get into your questions. So let me do this. I want to pop this up. So I woke up this morning. With this message, and it was so, I'm pretty sure that in my dream space, I was probably in this consciousness because I felt almost like it came rushing in with me. But here's the message. And I also have it in our description in here if you guys want to copy and paste it or read it or whatever. But this is what it said. Christ consciousness must rise up from within. So Christ consciousness isn't something you're going to get outside of you. It's not something you're going to earn. It's not something you're going to win. It's not something that if you go to church every Sunday, you're going to have. It's something that's within. And Jesus taught that too, as have many of the masters. Many of the masters are like, God is inside. And when we're talking about Christ consciousness, that's basically what we're talking about. Because Jesus said, I am, which means we are connected to the divine source of all that is. So Christ consciousness must rise up from within. And to move forward, to find peace, to honor life, the Christ principle of love one another must rise up from the soul and bathe your life in its grace. One person allowing the fire of this truth to fill their being can change the world. And I really want you guys to allow yourself. Matter of fact, I'm going to ask all of you to copy and paste this, stick it in a document, and share it wherever you are. Or share if you're on my Soulful Living Tribe. You can't share it from there. It's on my Intuitive Michele Amburgey too. Share it around. Get this consciousness in with people because it's so important. We're at a place in our evolution where we either need to level up or I'm afraid we're going to crash and burn. And I have seen the potential for an Armageddon, much like a lot of us fear might happen. The potential is narrowing. It's getting smaller, believe it or not, because there are so many people that are turning to their hearts, that are turning to the love, that are turning to caring for each other and caring for themselves. My understanding is that it only takes 51% of creation. It only takes, oh my gosh. Every time I try to get rid of this thing, it only takes 51% of creation. No, it takes 51% of humanity to have this consciousness of loving each other. Let's even forget about unconditional love. I mean, seriously, unconditional love. Whew, I'm not there yet. For some I am, but not for every living creature. So let's just say 51% of your energy is on loving others and loving yourself. We can change the world. We can shift this energy of destruction, of mayhem, of war, and we can change the world, allowing that to rise up and to bathe us in that grace. We can change the world. And that is what I'm here to share in this world. And I'll tell you what, those of you that know me know that I'm like a really, really loving person, but I'm also a really strong person. I don't put up with a lot of people's crap. And that's love too. So those of you, and I just, you know what, I love you guys so much. Those of you that think that you have to be good all the time, and you have to be perfect all the time, and you have to be metaphysical. Lots of ladies here. Hey, Christy. Lots of ladies here that you have to be a good girl to be worthy of all this stuff. That's not what it's about at all. Love comes in a lot of different flavors. Love comes in a lot of different expressions. And sometimes love is kicking ass. And I am unleashing that upon the world today alongside this message that we've received. Because standing up to wrong is really important. And, you know, Jesus modeled that too. He went into the temple and these people are doing all the stuff and selling animals for blood sacrifice. And he got angry. He got upset. He started turning stuff over and smacking people with a stick. You know, God didn't turn him away. And so, you know, we have to understand that it's important to stand up, and especially for yourself. Especially for yourself. There's too many of us. Okay. Yeah. And so what we need to do too is, you guys, when we see people that are coming in with this, inbox me, they're called trolls. Please don't get them. They are not of the light. They're just here for disturbance. They're not good. So if somebody would we want to report this comment, and we have the choice of terrorism now. That's too funny. All right. So anybody that has any trolls and this kind of crap in here, you know what? Just get rid of them. Get rid of them. We don't need that crap. We're here talking about love. We're here talking about caring for each other. And we know that people that are doing that kind of stuff, that's not what they're sharing. And so this isn't the place for them. They can go somewhere else. So in this, also, it's really important for us to understand that what is being required of us is not necessarily what we've been programmed with. It's not about being good. It's not about earning your worthiness. It's not about that. It's about being true and genuine and coming from your heart. Um, I do meditations every Wednesday night. They're free. They're in Soulful Living Tribe. If you guys want to join us, everybody's welcome. But we were doing a meditation a few weeks ago, and what kept coming up in these channel meditations is that the heart is the portal to the soul. We know that the eyes are the windows to the soul, right? When you look somebody deeply in the eyes, you can see them. Well, the heart is the portal. Using the heart and this love energy is how we move into that soul energy that runs through us, that animates us, that is in every part of our being. It's in our DNA, it's in our cells, it's in our muscles, it's in our organs, it's in all the systems of our body, in our bones, in the marrow of the bones, in our hair, in our nails, in our aura. It's everywhere. And so it's so important that we use this heart chakra, this heart energy, to really allow that connection with the soul. I do a wonderful meditation, and I would love to share it with you guys. I have it set aside so I can get it up on YouTube. But it's really about meditating in the heart and seeing that beautiful, brilliant light deep, deep within your heart, and allowing that light to grow, and recognizing that that light is the light of your divine spirit, of your soul. And when you begin to recognize that, when you begin to like feel and experience that energy, you then begin to experience your connection to all other beings. We all have a soul. We all have a soul. We even the most horrible things that we see, everyone has a soul. It just means that the soul's been distorted. When people are misbehaving, right? Misbehaving. We don't have to be good, but we probably should not be bad. But when we learn conditional, unconditional love, yeah, Marion, that's a great way to put it. When we learn that we have this soul energy within us, when we connect it with that love energy, it allows us to see that soul in other people. And that's when compassion begins to be a part of your life. And I want to say here too, compassion doesn't mean, again, sacrifice. We've got things so mixed up where it's like, well, if I'm a loving person, I have to sacrifice myself. If I love another person, there's always going to be sacrifice. No, there can be a way to make it work and be win-win for everyone. It doesn't have to be a sacrifice. 2,000 years ago, somebody died on a cross and said, I'm dying here for you so you don't have to sacrifice yourself anymore. And we probably should be taking that seriously. It's not about sacrifice. It's about service. And it's about service to that soul energy, that love energy, that God energy. And I'm really careful to use the word God because there's other triggers around that as well. You know, it's almost like in the spiritual realm, we're kind of walking through landmines a little bit because there's other connections and other understandings. And so I'm coming to you guys here today just to bring some triggery words, Christ, God, into the conversation, because it's important that we understand that we are connected to this greatness that is love. We're all connected through that. We're connected to each other. We're connected to this beautiful energy of love. And the more we spend time in contemplating, praying, meditating, we spend time in nature. We spend time in nurturing ourselves and nurturing others. When we spend time in service to the love that wants to flow through us, the love that wells up within us, the more peaceful and loving our world is going to be. And it's a challenge. It's a challenge. And I'm not in any way saying that I have mastered this at all, because I'm the first one to fly up middle fingers off with their heads. You know, I've got a warrior within me. But I also ascribe kind of to that King Arthur warrior kind of thing where it's like might for right. Not that I'm going to cut anybody's heads off, by the way. But, you know, there's a fight and a warrior kind of energy. And many of you ladies have that. Many of you ladies, and I think we all have all ladies on here today, so I'm speaking to you. You know, we all have that. And so many of us have suppressed that. So many of us have pushed that down, and a lot of that has kept us from our full expression of that Christ love, of that soul love, of that soul connection, because we're pressing down the authenticity of our power. Because a lot of times that's what the warrior is its power. It's bam, power. Love, a little bit more gentle. But I tell you what, you bring the worry, you bring the love, you have change. You have change in everything in your own beingness, and then that change ripples out. And want to know what the secret of that is? A lot of times you don't have to ride out with sword in hand. A lot of times you just embodying these energies sends ripples out into the consciousness that we're surrounded by, and it affects change. With all you need to do is be peaceful and loving, love those around you, love your neighbors, love one another, care for each other, care for yourself, and be kind. Drive down the street with a smile on your face. Where I live right now, driving in the streets is a dangerous thing. People are really angry, and people are angry because they're scared. And it's so important now that we hold Christ consciousness and this unconditional love in our hearts and let it emanate out into the world, because that change is needed so desperately right now. And especially with what has happened in the last couple of days. Excuse me, I got to get some water. I mean, this is big stuff, and we've been leading up to it, and God knows what else is coming. We've got crazy stuff going on. And I know for some of you, and I even posted a little something, there's a little part of me sometimes that I'm reading and seeing some of the stuff that I literally feel almost like the grip of sanity, if you will, beginning to slip. Like, holy crap, am I actually living in a world where what's going on in Australia and New Zealand is happening? Am I living in a world where what's going on in the Middle East is happening? Am I living in this world where America is turning into what it's like? What's going on? And I'm old school, man. America is like red, white, and blue, and I'm not making any political statements. I'm not saying anything. We all know it's fucked up. But I am saying it begins to tweak the mind. And that's why we need to get out of the mind a little bit and into the heart and be in that space and let this little guy rest up here. I know I've been conditioned because I'm an empath. So from a child with all these gifts that I have, it's like, oh my gosh, you're so sensitive. You're so sensitive. Stop being so sensitive. Use your mind instead of your heart. And I know a lot of you guys have done that too. And now it's like, forget the mind, use the heart. And that's okay. Because that little slippage of sanity sometimes also opens up the door for new ways of contemplating, new ways of understanding, new ways of seeing things. But when you feel that, it's a little bit like a sliding, for me, a little bit like a sliding door opens and a peek into something else is like, oh, holy moly, things that we have no way of perceiving. And yet, my friends, we're moving into a new earth, into a new paradigm, into a new world, into a space where peace and love and harmony and sustainability and love for each other is actually happening. And we are creating it. And we are creating it by connecting to our soul, connecting into that love energy, that Christ consciousness, that God self, and those emanations that we send out into human consciousness and even into the consciousness of all life is what is sustaining the shift into that new paradigm. Getting out of the matrix, right? We're hearing that a lot. Getting out of the old matrix, moving into the new. But it requires this deep divine connection of Christ consciousness, unconditional love, kindness, all the words. You guys know what I'm talking about. And so thank you so much for letting me be able to be here and do this. Thank you to Cosmic TV for allowing me to have this show every week. Today is really, really important energy. I would love for you guys to use the energy of this day to send love out to everything. Start with you. Move out to your family. Move out to your neighbors. Move out to your community. Move out to your state. Move out to this great country of America. If you're in Canada, great country of Canada. If you're in Mexico, great country of Mexico. If you're in Scotland, the great country of Scotland. Wherever you are, move that love out to all of life in your country and be a part of the movement towards the new earth. Be a part of the love and the peace. Even as all hell is breaking loose elsewhere, HE double hockey sticks is breaking loose elsewhere. Don't focus on that and bring your mind into the truth of love and peace and harmony. Bring yourself into Christ consciousness. Allow it to well up within, inform you from around you because it is everywhere, and be in that. And I know most of you that I'm talking to as I see these beautiful names scroll by, I know most of you guys get it. I think part of why the Christ energy wanted me to talk about this too is we all need a place to hear this and to be reminded and to connect up and to feel that energy, right? We all need this. And so another part of this is really important is get your friends who are like-minded, get into groups that are like-minded, be with people who are like-minded to sustain and hold you up, because you're not supposed to do this alone. Because part of the Christ consciousness, part of this new paradigm is a new way of doing community. The separation doesn't work. United we stand, divided we fall. And it's so important. I'm hearing that song in my mind all of a sudden. Our backs won't be against the wall. Yeah, it's so important that we stand united. Even if it's this way. Even if it's through a camera and a microphone. It's so important. And so Archangel Michael informs me it's time for a couple of readings. And so if you guys have questions, hey, Katrina, if you guys have questions, go ahead and put them in the comment box down below. And let me know what you want some guidance on. Archangel Michael is saying he is here. I also want to tell you that we do have the presence of the Christ being known as Jesus that is here. I knew that he wanted to be a part of this. I'm really, really connected to Jesus, like almost to the point to where it's like, I think I knew him. I really do. I was there in some capacity. I knew him. I loved him. And so that energy is here. And so if you have a question for that Christ energy, ask it. I'm getting ask it. Let's crank this up a bit. I want to see the love consciousness that you guys are working on too. Oh, here's Hillary. What do I need to know for my best nice good about my finances, connecting with moving next month, and being a bridesmaid? Okay, Hill. So the other thing, guys, one question for each person. So Hill, let's see what I'm going to say. Let's see what Jesus wants to answer. And I just would love to just allow that Christ energy to flow through. And it's kind of cool because Archangel Michael and Jesus, like their energies, just like they funnel into this beautiful cobalt blue energy and light that I see. So what I'm being told, Hillary Glenn, yeah. Well, for one thing, they're saying, get out of the anxiety. Everything is absolutely fine. Jesus is saying, Hillary, you followed your heart and you followed your soul. Don't think for a moment that you'd be brought to where you are just to be dropped on your head. And he's kind of chuckling because I've said that before. He's saying that you're having a lot of like anxiety and worry around it. And he's asking you to take a breath, to kind of let it go, to trust. He's right now, your walk, your life, this period that you're living through is all about faith. And it's faith in a higher consciousness, a higher wisdom that is in you. It's not around you. It's not coming to you from somewhere else. It's within you. And Jesus and Michael are asking you to please use this time to move into that space, saying everything will be taken care of. You will have everything you need. And he's saying, if you want to do the bridesmaid thing in Colorado, you can, but you've got to get out of the worry and get back into faith. You've come this far on faith. Keep going. So that's your message, Hill. Yeah, he's saying stay calm. You have the card of calm. So he's just saying stay calm, breathe deeply. Do you want to go to Colorado to be a bridesmaid? Then give yourself permission to go, and what you need will come. And so I'm going to leave you with that, Hill. Cassie Perry, hi there, honey. Cassie's saying I need some spiritual guidance, but I don't know what to ask. And that happens sometimes. And that's okay. That's okay. You know what happens too sometimes is people get on here and they kind of get in the energy field that is created by the work that an intuitive does. And it's kind of like the brain kind of stops working. So that happens sometimes too. So Cassie, I'm going to pull you some cards and let's see what our beloved guides here want to do. In fact, I'm going to get this card. This card is just like lingering here. So Cassie, you're being asked to... Cassie, you're being asked to face the... You're being asked to face the illusions that you've been putting up with. I feel like that you have been trying to believe in something that isn't serving you in the best way. But what's really, really cool is you have a lot of good things too, but you're looking at, you're desiring a next step, or what I call a level up. And it doesn't mean something's bad or something's good. We don't do hierarchy. But when our soul is kind of calling us to like the next thing for us, when we get a spiritual calling, a lot of times we don't know what it is. I will vouch for that. I have spent most of my truly deep spiritual path not knowing what the heck I'm doing. And so get used to that part. But what you're being guided to do, Cassie, is to be in the energy of gratitude. Be thankful for what you have. Be thankful for how your life is. Even be thankful for the things that aren't working so much. And when you do that, you begin to get the answers. You begin to get the guidance of what needs to be done. Because there is a completion coming to your life. Something is beginning to come to an end, right? Every ending is a new beginning. And there's something that is coming to an end for you in order to take you into this next space where you will get your reward, where you will have stability, and you're getting the card of prosperity too. I don't feel like this is like a major ending. I feel like it's almost more an ending, maybe a couple people in your life that just aren't like filling you up, or it could even be around maybe a job or people on a job. But I feel like it's time for you to take that step that you've known that you need to take. And it's hard to do. But again, like with Hillary, it's like faith. Faith has brought you this far. Trust that faith. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in yourself too. Because Cassie, you're a really powerful being. And, you know, we were talking before about kind of squashing our power down, squashing our wisdom down. Yeah, that was partially for you. And when I say that, honey, I still feel like I do it. I'm not up here acting like I have it all figured out, but I certainly understand the journey and understand the ins and outs of it. And Cassie, I would love for you to start doing a little bit more prayer and meditation, although I do see that you do some, a little bit more, and put your hands on your heart, and this is for all of you. Put your hands on your heart and ask your soul to let you know what you need. Because I can give you an answer, but most people don't really listen. They hear it. They're like, oh, okay, that was cool. Got that from a free psychic. I'm going to go see this psychic and this psychic. But when you sit and you put your hands over your heart and you ask your soul to inform you, these answers will well up from within and you'll know, right? You'll know. And so, Cassie, this is a walk of faith for you. But definitely there's a couple things that need to be cut out of your life because rewards want to come to you. So I hope that that helps you. I hope that that helps you. Hi, I'm Marion. Marion's saying, I feel like I'm moving through molasses. Oh my gosh. You and me, girl. Yeah, you and me. You and me. I'm right there with you. I've been sleeping so much because I just am like, oh my gosh, what's going on? So I know that you understand that a lot of what you're experiencing is the collective. And so this molasses that you're feeling is a collective that has frozen in fear and uncertainty and I'm getting even the word anger, frozen in anger, which seems kind of like an oxymoron, huh? Um, where it's like things are frozen and you're really, really feeling that. Also, this moving through molasses, Archangel Michael is coming and he's saying, you don't necessarily have to be moving right now. He's saying, Marion, it's really good for you to allow yourself to be at rest. Right now, the time for movement will be later. There's a lot happening for you because the world around you is shifting for everything to line up for your next move. And it's weird. I'm hearing almost like not gears, but like something is like whoosh, and it's getting ready to clunk clunk into place for you. Um and Archangel Michael is saying free yourself from this feeling of hopelessness by one knowing that this isn't all your energy. A little bit is because you've taken it on. It's not all your energy. The hopelessness you feel is that you're being held back a little bit. You're like being given the stop. And it feels like hopeless because you're an action person. So the hopelessness is even more of a slow down and stop and get in touch with yourself again. Find that faith and that peace. We're getting that message right now, big, you guys. Um, and Jesus is coming in and he's saying, there's always hope. There's always hope. And this world that we live in is a world of hope. He's saying that's why he came to save it. If there were no hope, he never would have come and gone through what he's been through, and he would never be the overlighting presence of what we're going through now. So understand that that presence is here too. And Marion, I know, with being connected with you, that you understand what I'm saying. Also, I'm feeling like Marion, for you, it's really important that music is super important. Whether it's playing music, listening to music, being around music, dancing, moving, music is super important for you to free yourself from this heaviness that has descended on you. And this heaviness is not yours. I'm hearing that again. It's not yours. It isn't yours. But when you use music, you use dance, you use body to lighten the load, you're lightening it for all. You also, Marion, are very empathetic. You've probably been called an empath. It's a word that we use so much now. But you're really, really feeling it. We are in the thick of things right now. And it is like molasses. Not only is it the consciousness, our air is filled with waves. We've got cell phone and TV and whatever's coming off the satellites and the ring phone and the smart meters and all this stuff. And it's just like constant. And it does feel like being in mud. It does feel like that molasses. But the way we remedy that is we raise our vibration above that. Super simple. How do we do that? Music, dancing, prayer, meditation, faith. Rise above it. There's a reason that little saying has lasted forever. We have to rise above it. We have to lift the vibration. And that's why that Christ message today too is the ability to do that Christ consciousness, that soul connection comes up from within. And when you allow it in, it raises your frequency. It raises your mind. It lifts you out of it. And Marion, I know you know this. I know you do. And sometimes when we get buried, we just need to hear it again. And so I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to leave you with that because you're someone who lifts others. And so I'm grateful that you're here. to receive this message, because you need some little love and tender care too. And Jesus just said, I'm on it. So if you want to invite that Christ consciousness in, you might get a little visit. So I hope that that helps, Marion. All right. So Cassie, we just answered yours. All right. So Lori, what does AA, okay, I love that, AAM, Archangel Michael, want me to know about the recent passing of my dad? All right, Laura, let's take, and you guys, I do one question for everybody. And that is just in honor of my energy and of everybody else that's on here. So if it looks like I'm skipping over you, it's because I only do one answer. I don't. Yeah, I don't do that. It's an interesting energy too when you have people like coming at you with a bunch of questions. It makes me want to be done. So let's do one question. So Laura, the first word that Archangel Michael wants you to have, Laura, is peace. He wants you to know that there is peace, that there is security, that there is safety, which is kind of interesting. And that your father has come to a point where he understands the bigger picture and he takes responsibility for his part in it. So, not knowing anything about the background here, he is saying that your dad understands love on a new level. Your dad sees the whole picture and takes responsibility for his part in that, which is very common when people cross over. When we're here, we have this much picture of what's going on. And when we cross over, we are given the opportunity to see it all. Your dad is a very wise man. I'm being told he's a very wise man, but I am being told that, he had some struggles in this lifetime that kind of weighed him down, maybe. And the big word that Archangel Michael wants you to know about your dad is peace. Peace. Peace that passeth all understanding. He wants you to know that about your dad, and that your dad understands now. So I hope that helps. I just lost my dad this last Christmas, and, losing your father, it's interesting, especially for a girl, whether you were close or not. Father represents that kind of almost like God presence, even if they weren't like a God. But they represent that male energy and kind of that protection and that energy, whether they were a good dad or not so good dad, no matter what circumstances were. And when we lose our dad, when the dad crosses over, if you don't really have a connection with them, it's a huge hole in our hearts. Little girls need their daddies, and they need good daddies. I'm lucky I had two good daddies, and very wonderful people, but it was, the relationships were never that good, but definitely peace, Laura. So I hope that helps. Katrina. Whoops, I lost you. Oh, there we go. Any insight messages in regards of love? We got one. Ooh, love is security for you. Ooh. You know what, honey? I want to say something here. Katrina, it is really, really important that you, God, I'm getting all these sword cards for you. This is what's happening. It's so important for you to understand that you've been wounded, that it's been unfair, that it's not been cool, that you have been held back, held down, because of love relationship. And it's so important for you to understand that these conflicts were not because of you, that they were other people's crap. And Archangel Michael wants you to put the conflict away, put the fear away, put the needing to defend yourself away, and to open your heart to true love. Love is so much more than what you've experienced this far. And you have so much more love to give. And he's also saying, too, when it comes to love, and he says this all the time, pay attention to your intuition. If your first intuition is nah, listen to it. If the red flags are flying, pay attention. You tend to draw in. Oh, I'm sorry. I've got something tickling my foot. I think I had a spider. Or an ant. We have an horrible ant problem here. It's so important. The main thing, Katrina, is that you understand that love is so much more than you've experienced so far. And you've had some good stuff. It's not that you haven't had it, but it's so much more. And it's really important that you take away, and I'm just seeing swords in front of you. You've got swords in front of you, protecting you, and probably rightfully so. But you got to take those swords down to get the love that you really, really deserve. Because you have so much love inside of you. And that's what Archangel Michael wants you to know. And he's saying, you can do that, through prayer and meditation. You can do that, by calling your soul energy from within. And if you've done it already, do it more, go deeper. And I know what you're wanting to know is love coming for you? Yeah, it is. And you're actually at a point right now, probably why you're asking this question. You're at a point right now where you're feeling that you're ready for it. You're ready for the next thing. And Archangel Michael really wants you to take the swords out. Take the swords out that are blocking you. Oh, sorry about that. That are blocking you and that are also keeping people out. It's almost like prison bars. And so, Katrina, I hope that helps. And, if you want to go deeper in that, make an appointment with me. All my information is on here. We can take a deeper look at that. Because I know I'm feeling like the kind of the conflict, but I'm also feeling what a loving person you are. So I'm going to leave you with that. Kathy Hildebrand. Hey, Kathy. I'm wondering if my daughter will be moving back to California. Yeah, and Archangel Michael is saying too, so many of you that are watching this and who will be watching it later, you're doing your work. What he's asking, he's saying go deeper. Now is the time to go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. And he's saying if you're coming to the table with, yeah, I've done that already, or, oh, I know, he goes, put that aside and go deeper. Now's the time for going deeper. That's a big message for everybody. Kathy Hildebrand, daughter coming back. Ooh, interesting. You got all upside down cards. One thing that's interesting is I'm feeling like money has something to do with this. And I'm feeling almost like relationship has something to do with this. Whether she's leaving a relationship or she's coming here and going to start a relationship. I do feel like she will be coming back, but I don't feel like she's going to stay for a long time. I feel almost as if she's coming home, but she's going to realize that her home isn't exactly where she thought it was. I feel like she's going to come home, kind of settle in, and then she'll be like, no, I need that. I need to move on to that, to something else. It's weird. I feel like I have something tickling my foot. And there's nothing there. I love it. So yeah, she will be, but it's not going to be permanent, Kath. I think that's what we're looking at. But she needs it. It's almost like she needs to come home, get her feet underneath her, and then she'll be ready for the next thing. So I hope that helps you. And Cassie. Oh, good, Cassie. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that helps you, honey. Yeah. Marion. Yeah. Yeah. See, Marion, you're already doing it. You're already doing it. Marion's saying she's been singing. That's something I've been being called to too. And now that I got my what I call my feline overlord, I'm allergic to cats. And so my voice has been so scruffly. So the other day I was singing and all of a sudden it cleared and the notes were coming beautifully. I was like, yes, it's so fun. So singing's so important. Terry Rockwell. Hi, Terry. Terry's saying, I need to get direction regarding this new job. After 3 months, not dilute if it's for me or should I stick it out? I like it, but not sure. Not sure exactly what. You know what? Honestly, Terry, I'm going to say, look around. Free yourself from the thought that it's this or that. It's all or nothing, black or white. Look around, see what's out there. Because you don't have to stay where you're at. What I'm seeing here is there's just, it's almost like you like the job, but maybe you don't like everything about the job, which a lot of time tends to be management and or coworkers or the philosophy of the job. And I'm feeling like that's kind of what's going on here. Archangel Michael wants you to look around. He wants you to realize you're not stuck here. You're not trapped here. You have choices. And he's saying that there is something that you'll enjoy a little bit better out there if you'll look. He's saying you can stay where you're at, and it's not a bad place, and it will sustain you. But there's something else that will be more, he's saying, heart-centered for you, that will please your heart, that will have the energy, the consciousness that is more uplifting to you. What's happening with this job that you're in right now is it's not like lifting you up. It's just like, meh, it's good. It's doing its deal. You get the paycheck. You have the thing. But, we're moving into new ways of doing things. And one of those things is to be lifted and be in places and situations and with people and in jobs that lift you, that give you a purpose. And so Archangel Michael is saying, look around, because there is something else that could meet this for you. So I wish you good luck. I'm keeping you in my prayers. Oh, Marion, good. Yeah, honey, it's temporary. It's not all you. Stick with your tribe and let's all hold hands. Let's all hold hands. We all gotta lift each other. So Hillary, you're welcome, honey. You're welcome, honey. Hello, Summer Dawson. Well, Summer, what would your question be? I can pull a card for you. And you got the card of success. Boop. Yep. And it's the Six of Wands, so it's success and it's stability as well. So I don't know what you're asking about, but there's your reading. That's a good one. That's awesome. Clinton. Oh, we're skipping. Can I get some spiritual guidance, please? Thank you, and blessings to you. Thank you, Clinton. Clinton. Clinton, boom, you have options, my friend. Also, Clinton, I want to say something for you. There is something that has been emotionally, I'm going to use the word binding for you. Something that has like kept you back emotionally. And it could be childhood stuff. We have stuff that happened in childhood that we don't even remember. It's very deep, deep, deep in there. But sometimes it causes us to respond a certain way or think of things a certain way. And I feel like that there's something actually that you have had that you're actually moving away from, that you're actually getting out of, honey. Trust it. Trust it. I do feel like, again, that it has caused you some heartache and some pain, but you're moving out of it. You're moving out of it. Whatever you're doing, do more of it. As always, yeah, it's like move away from the stuff that you put in front of you to protect you too, Clinton. Because it's like you're on your way. That's what Jesus is saying. He's like, you're on your way. Put all this old stuff behind. Put the defense, put the anxiety, put all that behind. and walk forward. Jesus is saying into a new day, which is kind of cool. Um, it's like I'm even when I look at your field, Clinton, it's like I see your like the grids around you, and you've done so much work that it's like the scaffolding is kind of broken and stuff, which is good. It's like get rid of the old way, and implement new. You know what you need to do. You just need to do it. So I'm going to leave you with that, my friend. Get on with it. You're strong and powerful, Archangel Michael is saying too. So summer, yep, we did that. Kaisha, what do you see in my future regarding employment? Well, for one thing, I don't do future. Nobody can see your future. Only you can do that. But I can pull up some cards and allow Archangel Michael to inform me as to some of the trends that are going along. Here's the thing. Nobody can tell your future because you are a free will being and you have your own choices. So I can tell you, oh, I see a new job as a nurse in your future. But if you decide that you don't want to be a nurse and you want to be a cat trainer, voila. So what I do through Archangel Michael is he gives guidance on how to get to where you want to go. And so I'm going to assume that you're looking for employment. And a vision. Archangel Michael is saying, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? You can do it. You got the card of success here. You got the card of kindness. So what he's saying is a job isn't coming to you, or that new job that you're looking about, or that shift in job that you're looking about. I'm saying there's kind of like a lot of stuff going on. It's not going to come to you. Don't sit there and wait. You have the power to make it what you want it to be. And he's saying, put that power into motion. He's saying, stop standing there and waiting for whatever you want to come to you. He's saying, use your power of prayer, of meditation, of visioning, of being a powerful co-creator in your life. And he's saying, you know what he means. You know, you know what he means. And he's saying, make this your own. Is how he's putting it. He's saying, make this your own. Is there employment coming? Yeah, there is. There can be any kind of employment. Why don't you make it what you want? And he's saying, employ what you know. And he's saying almost like take up the staff of taking authority over your life and choosing what you want it to be. So I hope that helps, Keisha. I hope that helps. Megan Weller, how are you doing, honey? So Megan. Megan Weller. Interesting energy. You know, Megan, it's so funny. When I feel your energy, I feel almost like you're standing at the top of a mountain and the breeze is blowing on you and your hair is flowing and you're just standing there. And the message I'm getting for that is stand there. It's almost, and then you got the card of gratitude, you got the card of achievement, and you got the card of what to let go of is anxiety, because what's coming is prosperity. So, honey, when you're standing on that top of the mountain, and the picture that I have, it's like you've come a long way. You're standing in a great place. Let down the guard of anxiety. Stop being worried about it. It's like stand there and just be like in your glory, if you will. And trust that what's yours is yours. And I don't know, what that applies to, of course, because I don't know what we're talking about. But trust what is yours. I really want to give that to you. Stand in your authority. What's yours is yours. I'm going to leave you with that, Megan. That's a really powerful. If I were you, I would go meditate on that a bit too. Excuse me. You're welcome, Clinton. And then Honey, Kanie. Okay, Kanie, Connie. Interesting. Okay, so we're getting just past 3 o'clock. I have to 3 o'clock here. We'll see what we can get to, though. Can I please have a reading? Sure. Archangel Michael always likes when you ask a question. He likes to teach you guys about learning how to be self-sufficient. So, Linda, Linda Caney. I'm gonna call you Linda from here on out. What I'm seeing right now is heartache is not doing you any good. You got to let go of it. You're really, really powerful. You have mastership in many things, and being loyal to you and your knowledge is really important right now. And not just knowledge, but knowingness. I feel like you've had kind of drama around you, or maybe not even necessarily involving you, but kind of outside around you that you're just like getting tired of. You're just tired of it. And you're being told take your authority and take your life in hand and start doing it the way you want to do it. That's a really powerful, and it's growth. You got growth and success. So honey, yeah, there you go. There's your reading. I hope that that really helps you. I hope that that really inspires you to take what you have that's so awesome and use it. Use it. So Raven, hello from UK, my other home. Looking for guidance on how to enhance my mediumship skills. Well, trust what you get. That is, I've been teaching mediumship for 20 years, and the biggest thing is trust what you get and use the first thing that you get. Don't let the brain start trying to figure out what it is. When you're doing mediumship, your message is for your sitter. Your message is for the person who's coming to you for the message. It's not about you. It's not about your understanding. It's not about anything about you. It is message for the person. As soon as you start thinking about, and this is for people who do psychic stuff too, the second you start thinking about it, your interpretation, your judgment, you step into the mix. So the best piece of information I can give anybody doing mediumship, psychic, intuitive work, any of that, is use the first message that you get and you stay out of it because it's not about you. So I hope that helps you, honey. I hope that helps you. All right, Lisa. All right, so we are a little bit over our time, so I'm going to pull one card for each of you guys. Lisa Pearl, you have the Three of Cups, which is reunion, also has a dolphin on it. So it's about a very joyous reunion. And so I'm going to leave you with that. And then Carla. Oh, Carla, thank you so much. That's so sweet. So good. So we're going to end right now. And I love you guys. This is always so much fun. I really want to just, I hope that I've inspired you to really start moving into the heart, moving into that heart center, connecting with your soul message, your soul power, and be a part of what you're here to be a part of, which is this new emergence of humanity and of life for all of us that is good and loving and wonderful and awesome, and not all this crazy mayhem we see around us. For those of you that want to join up with something like that, you can come join me on Soulful Living Tribe. It's my private Facebook group, and we talk about all kinds of stuff like that. I do lives over there. I also do a meditation on Wednesdays on my page, my business page, Intuitive Michele Amburgey. This is by donation only. So I'm out and about and doing stuff. 10 a.m. in Intuitive Michele Amburgey. We also do soul language. Susie Byler and I do soul language. About an hour of activation, meditation, and healing for everybody. So I'm here 4 or 5 hours a week doing these kind of things to help and to uplift you all. So I hope you join me. And that information is also in the details of this as well. So many blessings for you guys. Yeah. Yeah. You know what, Raven, you might be getting in your own way. I just kind of feel like you are. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. So I got to run so you'll get in trouble. I love you guys. See you next week, and come join me on the other things that I do. Look in the information and come play. So I love you guys. Stay cool. Stay in your heart.